Hello, welcome back to the channel. All of my At Home with Vicky fam, bam, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am super excited to be here doing another video. It has been some time. So for those of you that follow the channel, follow my videos, and we're like, Vicky, what's happening? I'm back with a new one and we're going to get right into it, okay? Because the data, there has been a lot happening and I wanted to come to you guys with current events. Whatever happened the last 10 days, I did not report on it. So we're just going to leave that in the past. But I do have new data for those of you that are watching this recession, and some economists are even talking about depression watch in America because you are looking to, I heard a beep. Yeah, because you are looking to purchase in this economy, or you already have a home. Hello? Sorry, guys. I am filming in a home that my clients are going to be taking a tour. They're not here yet. So we're going to be multitasking, okay? This house is huge. I have my microphone on. So if you can't hear me, you know, I'll know after I finish filming, but let's just get right into it, guys, because I got to move quickly. I'm supposed to be touring this house, waiting on my clients, and we're going to keep it moving. Let me just introduce you guys, if you don't already know what the definition of recession means. I'm going to start off there, and then we're going to talk about the latest news on even the wealthiest people in America right now are struggling to pay their bills. And that is not a secret because we have seen corporation after corporation have massive layoffs. Walmart, Target, all different retailers are suffering right now, losing sales, having to lay off employees, having to downsize. I even noticed a very popular nail salon in my area. It's a nail spa where I attended, right? I went to go and get a pedicure, and you could just walk in and get a walk-in appointment. There was a sign on the window that said that they were moving to a new location. When I went to the new location, it is much smaller. Okay. So the signs are everywhere that the wealthy and large corporations are also struggling to pay their bills, having to reconfigure their businesses in order to stay in business. And so I want to give you guys a clear understanding on what the definition of recession means. I may have talked about it on another video, but we're going to go over it on this video. Okay. A recession is when the economy shrinks for a period of time, usually marked by a drop in spending, business activities, and jobs. What did I just explain to you guys? Okay. This is why I need you guys to put your thinking caps on. And remember, we're not going to allow the fear mongering to trick us up out our bags. We are going to clearly understand economically what's happening and how we can get ahead of this recession and be like the wealthy that succeed during a recession, because things are going to always happen in the market. The market goes up, the market has to come down. If you have been someone that has been watching the real estate market over the last 10, 15 years, you know that the market has been up and up and up and up and up. The values of homes are at an all-time high. I've spoken about this on another video. This is why, even though you see people saying that home prices are coming down, there's going to be a real estate crash, I keep telling y'all that that is not true. Home prices may come down because they were grossly inflated, but it's not going to change affordability in a major way because we still have not seen interest rates come down to make the home purchasing more affordable, because even if a house comes down, like the house that I'm in today, this house is $1,200,000. Okay. And even if they were to drop the house by $100,000 at $1,100,000 with an interest rate close to 7%, the payment is still going to be a large payment. Okay. Some people are able to purchase in this economy. Some people are able to buy down their interest rate, buy down their points. These are all of the economic plays that you are going to have to become familiar with, so that if you are in the market to buy a beautiful estate like the one that I'm in today, you know what you need to do to make that monthly payment more affordable if you are someone that is going to be taking out a jumbo loan. Because when you are purchasing a property over 700,000, you will have to apply for a jumbo loan. Okay. So I don't want you to be afraid of making these type of purchases, because in the long run, you will see how, if you capitalize on purchasing in a market like we are in right now, you are going to get ahead of the curve. Because a few weeks ago, there was a drop in interest rates and there was a spike in mortgage applications. That means that there is a lot of pent up buyers that are waiting to get in the market, that are looking for an opportunity to purchase. When I tell you guys, if you have a pre-approval and you're looking to buy a house and you're on the fence because of what you see in the news, I need you to know that right now is the biggest opportunity for you to make a deal and get a beautiful property on a discount. That's basically what it is. Okay. So let's get into the data. I gave y'all a quick little market recap if you are buying, but I just described to you guys quickly what a recession is. This is what we're seeing in the market. Let me recap that definition. A recession is when the economy shrinks for a period of time, usually marked by a drop in spending, business activities, and jobs. More technically, it is often defined as a consecutive 2 quarters. So that would be 6 months, because 1 quarter is 3 months. We are right now actively in the second quarter of 2025. Jobs are still being, people are still getting laid off. We are still seeing business activities go down. So there is a drop in spending. All right. I told you guys before that we will get a clear indication by June what's happening in the market. Let me check, make sure my clients are here. Nope, I do not see their car. Okay, so we're going to get a clear indication by June of what's happening. But most economists are already saying, yes, we are in a recession. Okay, guys? So basically, signs of a recession: higher unemployment, lower consumer spending, more business closures. We see that everywhere. Failing home values and stock prices. I just talked about that. We've seen the stocks going crazy. Okay. So this is why I'm saying, if you are in the market to purchase a home, if you notice that home prices are coming down in your area, please don't be a snail. Please don't sit on the fence. Take action. And if you are a realtor representing buyers in the market right now, take a look for houses that have been on the market for a very long time, and maybe you can get together with that listing agent and maybe run some comps so that you both can agree on a fair price for your client to offer the seller. And I am actually seeing a lot of sellers, when they have strong offers of people that are very serious, they are willing to drop the price in order to get the property sold. Okay. Sellers don't want their houses sitting on the market. If you bring them a serious offer and you have your pre-approval and you're ready to buy the house, more often than not, you would be able to negotiate a deal and create your own market in this market. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, you should already be subscribed to this channel, because I'm bringing y'all game on how to get out here and win a ratified contract to get into your next new home and get it at the price that is fair, right? You are not going to be lowballing sellers in today's market. Okay. I don't know. I hate when I see these people on social media trying to make it seem that you can go and lowball sellers. Our market, our consumers in today's market, I'm in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I'm going to tell y'all about the DMV. Buyers and sellers alike are very educated. The sellers that have realtors, they are also doing their own market analysis and they know what their homes are worth. Okay. So you can't just be rude and give them, an erroneous offer and think that they're going to take it. No. Do your real due diligence. Look at the comps. Look at what's been closing. Look at the condition of the home. And they may be overpriced, right? Because no one has brought them an offer to make them reconsider what the value of their home is. But when you do this ethically, right? And if the last 3 months are showing that this is what houses are selling for, most sellers have the wherewithal to be like, okay, I'm going to work with you on the price of the home, because at the end of the day, no matter what you offer a seller, if you are going to be buying with a home loan, your bank is going to have to approve that loan. So if the house does not approve at the contract price, when they do the appraisal, if it does not appraise at that price, the seller will have to, at that point, bring the price of the home down to whatever the appraised value is based off of your bank. Okay. So the bank is going to always do an appraisal, and even people purchasing cash will pay for an appraisal. It doesn't only have to be a lender. Most wise homeowners are going to get appraisals on the house that they purchase, because that is going to be a third party that is going to come in and tell you what the home is worth. Okay. Got it? Good. All right. So I hope that y'all got that. For those of you that are actively looking to buy a house or thinking about buying a house, share this video with your realtor. If you have a realtor that is not showing you properties outside of your price point, I would say that if the house has been on the market over 45 days, that's a property that you may want to be look at. You may want to take a second look at, and maybe hopefully your agent can get together with the listing agent and renegotiate a price that works for both you and the seller so that house can get sold. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I just gave y'all big game. All right. So let's get into today's topic. Okay. I'm going to read these notes to you. Then we're going to discuss it. And then we're going to close out, because my clients could be here at any minute. All right. As of early 2025, mortgage delinquency rates in the U.S. has increased modestly, but remain below pre-pandemic levels. However, certain borrower groups, particularly first-time home buyers and those with government-backed loans, are experiencing heightened financial stress. Okay? National Mortgage Delinquency Overview. Overall, delinquency rates in Q4 of 2024 were at 3.98% of mortgage loans on 1 to 4 unit residential properties were delinquent. We have talked about this profusely, guys. People are starting to fall behind on mortgage payments. Back in the summer, we had a spike in delinquency on credit card payments. I told you guys, I have videos about that. And also prime auto loans. Like, I'm not talking about people, in the lower economic. We're talking about high income earners are starting to fall behind on car payments and mortgage payments. Okay, guys, serious delinquencies, loans of 90 days or more past due has increased. Okay, so we are starting to see a little shakiness, right? Because the top 1% of our country has been leading this economy. So if the wealthy are struggling to pay, we all need to pay attention, right? I don't know if you guys have been following the news. You know, I try not to be political on my channel, but Jerome Powell and President Trump have been going back and forth. President Trump has been trying to get the Federal Reserves to lower interest rates. I do not understand why they would not listen to President Trump when it comes to interest rates, because he is a big time real estate developer, right? And even like I said in the beginning of this video, one factor in affordability, home prices coming down alone where we are in today's market is not going to make a difference in affordability. We are going to need a significant drop in prices along with a drop in interest rates. Okay. Right now, I think the last time I checked, the best you're going to get is maybe a 6.4, a 6.5% interest rate without buying down the rate. Okay. And I think in order to see affordability and get the number of buyers back in the market, because a lot of people aren't selling their house because they can't afford to get a new mortgage. Okay. So this is why President Trump has been going back and forth with Jerome Powell and trying to get him to understand that we need to lower interest rates, is because we're going to need rates to come down at least to 5%. At least 5% will open up the market for so many people. If we could get it back down to a 4.5, guys, that would be golden. Do we see that happening anytime soon? Absolutely not. But stranger things have happened. Trump is wilding. They wilding in the White House right now. So I don't know. It's like the wild, wild west. He may get fed up waiting on the Federal Reserves and he may just drop interest rates. This is why you need to be paying attention to national news and paying attention to the economic news of today, because when these opportunity presents themselves, those of you that have been diligently doing your work, getting your pre-approval together, I was going to get into how to stay ahead of this curve, right? Let me just jump right over there because we're almost running out of time. But if you are trying to buy a house, but you are behind on payments like a car loan, credit cards, or anything else, here's what you should do right away. All right. I want you guys to be in the best financial situation possible so that you could get your pre-approval and be ready to pounce when the opportunity presents themselves. Okay. Number one, pause the home search and fix your credit. The better your credit is, the better your monthly payment is going to be, the better your interest rates is going to be. If you do not have to move right now, and like, you know that if you were to step out there to buy a house right now, it's going to be very tight, pause. Get your credit up. Try to get it up as close to 800 as possible, because interest rates are so high that once upon a time, having a credit score of a 640, you could get a really decent loan. But now you're going to need to be higher than a 640. Okay. So get your credit score up as high as you can. I'll make another video. I'm going to take a moment right now. I really appreciate those of you that share in the comments and tell us how you stay financially savvy, because the last video I made was talking about people losing access to their home equity. And me personally, I'm a little bit hesitant on doing a home line of equity, but there were a couple of you that left some tips in the comments of how you use your home line of equity to build wealth, and you have a plan, you're making your payment. So I appreciate you guys so much. And if you could do that here to help somebody out that needs to get their credit score up, tell them how you did it or share some resources. We're a community, guys. We're growing and learning together, because yes, I've been a realtor in DC, Maryland, and Virginia for the last 20 years, but I am also in the market of buying a new home. So I would love these tips, as long as I'm bringing you guys data. But hey, let's help each other out, okay? Let's keep going. So mortgage lenders will check your full credit report. Recent late payments can tank your score and make you look too risky. All right. Give yourself 3 months, 2 to 3 months, so that your financial picture looks different when you go to apply for a pre-approval. You want that lender to see that you are someone that pays their bills on time, and give yourself 2 to 3 months. Okay. Focus on paying off any late accounts ASAP. and bring everything current for at least 2 to 3 months before reapplying. I just told y'all that. If you have student loans, make sure that you are currently making your payments. Do not be in deferment, let alone with what's happening with the administration and how they're calling everyone to start making their payments again. You should have already been making your student loan payments if you are trying to buy a house. Your student loans cannot be in deferment if you are trying to buy a house. I'm going to say it one more time for those of you in the back that think you're going to cheat the system. Okay. We've had a break since 2020. Things are getting back to normal. Negotiate a payment that works best for you. You can still do that, but you must be making active payments on your student loan when you are applying to purchase a house. All right. I told y'all, don't say I didn't tell y'all. Okay. Number 2, work with the lender who can pre-qualify you honestly. All right. Some lenders specialize in helping buyers who had recent financial bumps but are back on track. Okay. So be honest with your lender, because here's the thing, guys, when they give you that pre-approval, you're still going to have to go through underwriting once we find a house. And if there is anything that you did not tell the lender, the underwriter is going to find out. They're going to ask you for your bank statements. They're going to be checking what you're spending your money on. They're going to look to see at the reoccurring payments in your account. So be honest when you're going through that pre-approval process, because you still will have to go through underwriting. And to piggyback off the video that I did about home line of equity, when you get to underwriting, if you got some stuff that's showing up that don't make sense to the underwriter, they will pause the purchase of that home and you will have to prove it. It's going to have to pass underwriting. So be honest up front so that you could get through underwriting in a breeze. Okay. Find a lender who will pull your full credit early and give you a real plan, not just a soft pre-approval. I can't stress that's enough. Even though we are in a market where you can find a good deal, I'm speaking specifically about the DMV, depending on what your price point is, we are still very competitive. You should not be out here with no soft pre-approval. You need an accurate pre-approval, okay? Number 3, be prepared to explain your situation. If you had late payments due to a job loss, medical event, or other one-time hardship, lenders might give you grace if you can prove it resolved, okay? They have ways to do manual underwriting, right? They do this a lot for people that are self-employed, because it's a different criteria when you're self-employed. So a lot of times lenders will do a manual underwriting, which means it doesn't go through a computerized underwriting. And if you have any glitches and an underwriter comes back and wants to ask the lender to ask you what's going on, be able to explain, have documentation. That's what I had to do when I bought my first house, right? Y'all know that I'm a realtor. I'm self-employed. I'm a 1099. And there was some gaps in income because we only get paid when we close on a transaction. So even though over the year I had the income to qualify for the loan, when I got to underwriting, the underwriter wanted to know from my bank statements why were there 2 months where I had no income, right? So I had to have the documentation to show that I had contracts that didn't close until the following month. And then after the contract closes, it takes about a week for my broker to pay me my portion of that commission. Okay. And I had documentation. They followed up with my broker. I had to go through a lot. I got a video on here about that already too. So anyways, just be prepared to have documentation if there's anything that you went through that maybe got you late on payments, or maybe there isn't any income coming in for a certain amount of time. Be ready to explain that. But here is a pro tip. Don't offer any information voluntarily. You understand? Be honest, but you get further with less. Let them ask you the questions. And when they ask you, you already know your real financial situation. So make sure you have all your ducks in a row, but don't go spilling everything. Like there's an art to being honest when you're applying for a loan. And I'll probably make another video about that. But yeah, you don't want to give them too much information, because sometimes you may deliver that information and the lender, it's not that they're profiling you. They're just trying to make sure that they're not loaning money and some way down the line, you're going to be a risk factor, because look at where we are today. All right. Car manufacturers, dealers are losing money by the millions because there are a lot of people that can afford to pay these high car notes, right? And it's going to be the same thing with mortgages. We already seen it. Like, I skipped through my notes here, but a lot of people are behind, and we have conventional delinquency rates. They're not that high, but conventional loans are for people with established credit. But FHA, which is the top loan for first-time home buyers, their delinquency rose 11%. Okay, so that is 2.5% points higher than pre-pandemic. When I tell y'all lenders are going to be strict, they're going to be strict. So make sure you have your ducks in a row. All right. I don't want this video to be too long. Take away the moral of the story is everyone is struggling right now. Okay. We already know that. The rich are struggling to pay prime car loans. They're falling behind. We have millions of Americans, 5 million I saw of Americans that are falling behind on paying their mortgages. Get serious about your financial literacy. Get serious about your income. Figure out ways where you can make up more money so that you don't fall in this bucket. I want you guys to be on the side of the story of the people that succeed through this recession. I don't know if we're going to be called the recession of 2025 or the Trump era recession. I don't know what they're going to call this economic play that's happening right now, but something is happening. And you want to be on the side of the fence that is prepared to take your family higher. At minimum, you want to be able to keep what you already have. So if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of you for subscribing. And until we meet again, bye-bye. See y'all later.